All right, guys. Well, we're loaded up. Guess what we're doing today? What all's in here? Kubota's in here. John Deere's in here. Bam! Missing the excavator. Well, we're gonna go do some mulching today. I've got the TFK 90 on the Yanmar, and we're gonna take it out. I was mowing. I think we named it like mowing hillsides or something like that. It was out in Lenexa. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna mow all the stuff we couldn't get with the skid loader. We had the 65 out there, and it could get a majority of the material, but there were like some ditches that had a bunch of rock I didn't want to do. You know, there's some trees out there that he wants me to remove. So I figured instead of pulling all the trees, we'd mulch some stuff. Who the heck's coming up my driveway? Oh no. Oh no. Jason, what did you do? What is this all about? What the heck is going on here? Here's the trailer I was gonna buy. I was gonna buy that trailer there for a little bit, but Logan, what the heck's this?
This is 75-2 high flow.
Whose is it?
Yours.
Oh, did I buy it at midnight or something?
We could easily say that.
Huh, what did we do? What did we do? All right, well, cat's out of the bag. That was a surprise I was talking about the other day. We'll tell you guys about it later. We're gonna switch some tracks out and all that over the weekend, so we'll give you an update on what's going on. All right, cat's out of the bag. We got us the SVL75. So let's we'll kind of look it over. Everything's all the same for the most part as the 65 and the 75. It looks like, you know, fuel filter and everything's all in the same spot. You know, we flip that up, tilt the radiator out, battery. I mean, everything looks, you know, identical layout to the 65. Yes, that's all the same. This is a little different. This has kind of got a curve to it. You know, the pin for the lockout on the door, on the back door. Obviously it weighs another 1,000 pounds. I don't have camsos on this. They didn't have them in stock. What I'm going to do is those tracks are going on the 75 or the 65, and the 65 tracks are going on the 75, because I'm going to go ahead and sell the 65. It's real dirty right now, but we're going to sell the 65. And let me go over the reason why we did this. So we've got a couple more maintenance contracts, and they are nothing but hillside mowing. I do a lot of hillside mowing. Well, I'm finding that in the heat, running the brush cat on super steep inclines, I bog a little bit, and I just work the machine a little bit, and it does fine. It side hills really good. It does everything that I ask it to do really good. I just thought that I would benefit by having a little more power. So I priced one of these machines out. He gave me a price. I bought it from Logan at Coleman Equipment in Bonner Springs. If you're around the Kansas City area, talk to Logan. Either him or Dakota will have an answer for you. It was another really good deal. Coleman is actually getting a lot of my business now because they keep giving me pretty good prices on stuff. You know, and it's no any kind of price because of YouTube or nothing like that. They're actually being competitive now. You know, giving some pretty good pricing out. So I priced this machine. I'm not going to tell you how much. You just price from your local dealer because it's different from area to area, depending on how much freight and everything else. We have an international hub here in Kansas City. It's out in Gardner, Kansas. So I'm like really close to where they literally get trucked into. So they're pulling stock from that hub. I don't have all the transport that you may have coming from Kansas City going to wherever, and you know, different markets are different for everybody. So we won't worry about pricing, but I feel like I got a fair deal. I bought it with no bucket. I'm going to sell my 65 with no bucket. If somebody wants a bucket, he said that they'd go ahead and sell them a bucket as if I bought it with buying the machine. It'd save somebody a couple $100. But that being said, we'll have camsos on this. We're going to take the SDs off and put them on this machine. I hate to, because that machine's got 300 hours on it now, so the tracks have 300 hours on it, but I really like those tracks. I'm not fond of dirt lug. Ever since I did zigzags on my deer, I really like them. I feel like they're better in turf. They're better on hillsides. I know they're better on hillsides. So that's why we want to do it on this. The differences that I see, now I know I've told everybody, I've kind of educated some of the people that watch, a 65 has more track on the ground than a 75. So this actually has less track on the ground than what my 65 does. So the 65 does less PSI because of weight and track on the ground. This being a wide track, it's still going to do pretty good. But I think the extra weight, for one, is going to help me, and the extra horsepower and a little bit more flow is going to help me. A 65 is like 27 gallon a minute. This is like 30 gallon a minute on high flow. Standard flow, I don't remember, maybe 16 or 18, and like 18 and 20, or 17 and a half, 16, so I don't know. You guys can look up the specs. If you're watching YouTube, you got the internet. But the weight and the extra horsepower is kind of what I was going for. After I ran a Kubota, I feel like I can't go anywhere else because of the door. I like the door because traditional machines, you know, have an area like right here that's cut off. I went and sat in a 325G the other day, and it didn't have the visibility of this. You know, looking out here, you couldn't see this portion of the bucket. You kind of have to lean forward a little bit. Not a big deal, but I like this. Also, having the door that rolls up, I can get out of this machine. I don't own a mini skid anymore, because I used to have a mini skid to help me do stuff all the time. Well, now I can do it in this, and I can climb out of the machine safely. Differences are, I guess you can get a suspension seat kit now for a 65, but he said the price difference between buying the kit and buying this machine, you might as well buy this machine. So if you're worried about a suspension seat, you need to buy a 75. If you're not worried about it and you don't need the extra horsepower, get the 65. The 65's done good for me. You guys can watch my videos. That thing is done extremely well. So the 75 comes with the suspension seat automatically. I need to climb in my machine because I could have sworn, so this does not have bucket positioning or self-leveling bucket, and I could have sworn that my 65 has it. So let's look. I mean, maybe, I think so, because it's got a couple more buttons. Yeah, here's my self-leveling. So maybe I just put a toggle switch in it. I don't know, we're gonna find that out, because I don't really use it a lot, but every once in a great while, I use it. If I'm loading a lot of trucks and all that, sometimes it's nice to have it, and it'd be nice to have it if it's an option. But the boom's a little bit different, and the plate's different. The plate's heavier duty on this. It's got a big cast piece that comes out for a positive stop on the boom. That one has one back on the back side, I believe. The boom's beefier on this, and you have, you know, a little bit more robust step on it, and the step's a little different because that boom looks like it's thicker and beefier. And let's just show you the 65, since we've got them side by side, or kind of side by side. See, this just doesn't have as much beef. This is a smaller piece of round tubing. It doesn't have that big piece going across here that's 1/4 inch. It's smaller. And then the step is kind of sitting on top of the boom because it's probably a little more compact there. And then the boom size, look at the boom size there. And then you come out, which, you know, the 65 doesn't need all the boom because you're going to spin the tracks before you break anything. The boom's just a little beefier. Not that I need that, but it's nice. It gives me, you know, that's all the contributing factors to give me more weight to keep it planted. Other than that, there's really not a whole lot of differences. I I kind of looked out the back. I don't know. Let me show you guys. There's the visibility out the back. I mean, you can see. I think it's near as good as my 65. I think the 65 slopes a little more, so you can see better, but visibility's good. I mean, here's me looking. You guys are right in front of me. You can look out and you can see down the back of the track on both sides. Really easy. I don't know. Can I get you guys in a position? There you go. See, I mean, I can see it, but it's hard to get the camera right in front of my face. You can see down the back of the track, which is nice. You got good visibility. You know, you can see everything because your door's not cut here. You can get out easy. I mean, the suspension seat is kind of nice. I mean, I really didn't have any complaints about mine, but I'm in my machine a lot doing brush hog work, and I'm in rough areas, stuff like that, kind of getting bounced around. It'd be kind of nice to have a suspension seat in it. I probably would have bought one for the 65. So in a nutshell, that's really it. All you guys that you know, like my 65 videos, there is nothing wrong with my 65. You have seen what it does. I just had the opportunity. I literally priced this thing 2 days ago, and then yesterday he said, hey, we've got a 75 high flow. You can always tell a Kubota high flow. It's going to have both sets of ports. And that's another thing. Painted lines. I think I have stainless lines or nickel plated or something. Yeah. I mean, they're probably not stainless. They're probably nickel or something, but it does not have painted lines on it. Huh. I mean, those don't look, I mean, they may be stainless. That really, I don't know. That might be stainless. Anyways, this one's got painted lines, which I don't know. I don't think there's any problem with it. I don't know why. I don't know why that'd cause any difference of anything. 14 pin, obviously. That's your case drain. Low flow, high flow. I did learn something. So supposedly high flow on these machines do not pressurize fully in reverse on Kubotas. Normally you get standard flow on reverse. I was told this by the tech. Maybe I understood it wrong. Maybe he told me wrong. Maybe he didn't know correctly. But I guess the male port is your outgoing. This is your ingoing, you know, in forward. So if you're going forward, which would be this button, or going that direction, that's forward is what they call it, because it has to be forward or reverse or left and right or something, so they call it forward and reverse. Well, if you push forward, flow comes out of this and then it returns into this one. So when you're running high flow, you want to make sure your ingoing on your attachment is coming out of this port, you know, because you can switch your fittings. So that's something that I didn't know. Both these machines take the same size track, so this track will fit that track will fit that. That's why we're switching them, because I love the Camsos. I don't think I want another machine without those SDs on it, at least that style of track. But anyways, all the grease points are still the same, super easy to get to. You know, you can grease it right here. That's one thing I love about it over my Deere. 325, it's got like these fittings, or 323s. I think the 325 was the same. It's got fittings like down on the cylinders, hard to get to. These are easy. It's like boom, boom, boom. I think I've showed you guys, you know, boom, boom. I grease it without the plate on it. That's a little different. Mine on the 65 is like this. Those are like that, but no big deal. Boom, machine's greased. Super easy. I've showed you greasing the machine before I go out on a job. So, I'm going to tint the windows before I try to do anything with it. I'm going to try to get window tint in the next couple days. We might do a video of it. I usually pay somebody to do it. I think I'm just going to do it, guys. I think I'm going to unbolt my windows, take them out. There's always a lot of guys asking, hey, do you think I could do this? How do you guys do this? I'm just going to do it and show you. I tinted my front window in the 65. The only thing that you would have to cut out and trim is the back window. Because you could take these out and literally take the latches off and you could just tint it yourself. So I might do a video of tinting the windows. I'm gonna do 20% again. I think that's the perfect tint. I'm gonna do 20% here. I may do 20% over here. I don't know yet. I mean, you can take those windows out really easy too. So I might take those out and I might tint these down here. I'm gonna tint the back 20%. The window's gonna go 35 whenever I decide what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I might take the forestry door out of this machine. I'm kind of waiting to see what I sell it for, what kind of interest I get on it. I might take the forestry door out of that. I don't think it's the same frame, so I just can't switch the frames. I'd do that if I could, so I may just buy another forestry door for this and not worry about taking the one out of this. I think it'd be a selling point to somebody. And I've got the factory glass I can give them because the door's $800 plus install. And I installed it. You saw that video. But I do want to have the forestry door in this. Coleman, my local dealer, they stock them. It's a Shields, Race Shields. I'm just going to go down and get another one of those. I do like the new sticker. Kubota, that's kind of a cool sticker. What you need to do is you need to make it reflective. See how this is shiny? This is like metal flake. Make this reflective. That'd make that thing pop, and then the look of it would look the same. Reflective vinyl usually looks about like that. Make this reflective so it matches. That'd be on point, and then that way that'd be reflective. So at night, driving down the road, your image for your company is reflective. It's shining in the dark. That'd be cool. Anyways, that's the 75, guys. Sorry, I'm not giving up on the 65. I just think a 75 is probably going to be better suited for what we keep getting into now. We have another place that we are doing monthly mowing, and we're going to do a bunch more work out there. We need to do some pond work out there. We need to do some clearing and moving a bunch of material. And I just thought maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier machine would help us out with that. And then looking at it, like just looking at that in the concrete or on the concrete, I think maybe that sits higher than my 65 does. I might have some more ground clearance on that, which, I mean, in some cases would be better. Some cases, this, you know, it'd be better to have less ground clearance. It keeps you lower to the ground to where you can side hill better. And I have to side hill a whole lot. I'm a steep area mower. That's what I do. I do a lot of it. And I keep getting more and more of it this year. I don't know where it's all coming from, but, you know, when you have steep areas to brush hog and people don't do it, everybody refers a couple guys in town, and I've been told I'm one of the guys that usually, they'll talk to 2 or 3 guys and everybody gives out my numbers. So apparently I'm doing something right. Maybe my wife says I'm doing it wrong because I put my life in danger all the time. But anyways, it's what I like to do, so she doesn't mind me doing it. All right, guys. Well, as always, please like and subscribe. Hopefully you don't think that I'm just giving up on the little 65, but I definitely like the new machine. It's probably because it's shiny, but look out for some videos with the SVL75 coming out. And the nice thing is I've been in my 65 for a little over a year, and you guys have seen everything I do in it. Now I can give you 100% real day-to-day work if a 65 would do it better than a 75 or vice versa. So the big debate that I see all the time, oh, the 65 won't do that. The 75 is way better. Guess who can tell you now? I can definitely tell you, right or wrong, or my opinion, I guess, if a 75 is way better than a 65, or where one would be better than the other. So I've had, you know, over a year or about a year in that machine in the 65, so I'll definitely know how it compares to the 75, because even just moving this one around, it feels different than my 65. Not by much, just it just feels a little different. It doesn't move quite the same because of the hybrid drive in this. This is not a hybrid drive. That's the drive system that Kubota calls it. This one does feel a little different. We'll see if it's better or worse. It may be about the same, and and we just don't know, but we'll find out together. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.